Hello, everyone. um, this video has been a bit overdue, but today I just kind of want to talk about where I'm at with Destiny and playing it, making videos for you all, giving updates, whatnot. The majority, actually all of this video is just going to be just general Strike gameplay, just kind of as something in the background while I talk about it. So if you want to just tab out and just go ahead and listen, that's perfectly fine. So, I've been playing Destiny since the beta of Destiny 1, and I've been with it in towards the tail end of year 3, or yeah, I think it was year 3. I took a break, and then I came back for it when Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 launched, and I've been here for all the seasons ever since. So it's needless to say that I've been grinding this game for a long time, and burnout was inevitable. I've taken breaks here and there, but for Season of the Worthy, I decided I was just gonna take a just a full break and just not play this season. It's given me a good break, but more so it's kind of given me time to like look at where Bungie's at and how they're treating things. And from what I can gather, I am concerned with at least my interest of the game. I am, however, remaining cautiously optimistic because a lot of the stuff in the recent TWABs have been talking about restructuring of loot, prioritizing like good things. They all sound good. But I am ultimately concerned with the way that they're addressing things. Like even now, they've completely removed Warlock sword skating, a lot of speed running strategies, and just a lot of quality of life changes that really kind of just raise an eyebrow. So my faith in them is waning for sure. But negativity aside, just to flat out, where am I at? I am going to be waiting until the end of Season of the Worthy, into the next season. Off the top of my head, I can't recall what it's actually named. But I am interested in the next upcoming raid. I want to play it, and I want there to be good rewards. But until earliest of next season, I do not foresee myself producing videos, playing the game regularly, but I do want to come back, and I do plan to. On a recent hot topic of sunsetting, that's something I want to talk about. So, for those of you not fully caught up on the situation, what's being called sunsetting is basically weapons that you have now, the power level on them, you can infuse them up as much as you want. You can take a infusible weapon from vanilla Destiny 2, you can take the Midnight Coup, and you can infuse it up to the max power, which I think is 1050 right now. That, I believe, starting at the beginning of year 4, that is no longer going to be the case. And so that's going to be what is being called sunsetting, where weapons no longer are able to scale infinitely. The purpose of this is to create weapons and armor that is more enticing, because older stuff is not going to be viable. And then here's the important part: in the power sensitive activities, Grandmaster Nightfalls, Master Nightfalls, Trials, Iron Banner, anything that where your light level actually matters, these weapons are going to take a hit because they're not going to be able to be infused. Now, I'm okay with this concept because we have so many different weapon platforms, perk platforms, perk concepts, that it makes it very difficult to create something that is better than basically weapons with high base stats that can also roll a reload perk and a damage perk. Like generally, that's the winning formula for good weapons. And then personal preference on like barrels, sights, magazines, whatever. My issue comes from the fact that I am unsure if Bungie will be able to effectively retire these weapons in these pinnacle activities, but more importantly, be able to create replacements that are more than reskins. I want new stuff. I love logging into a new season looking through all the vendors, looking through all the loot tables on third-party sites like GG and whatnot, and seeing like, oh, there's this is aspirational things for me to chase. I love that, and that's not really a thing that's going to be viable unless other things go. But I want those new things to be more than a reskinned recluse. I want something other than, spare rations, but not spare rations. It's some other thing that it functions exactly the same as spare rations. You know what I mean? So that's my concern with that. Another concern is that recently I found out that that's also going to be including armor. And that really just is a kind of an eyebrow raiser moment for me. Because Destiny is a loot-based game. And even more so in Year 3, it has become a stats on loot-based game, which is huge because they want this to be an MMO-like game, and stats are very important for that aspect. However, armor not only has the same variety of role and perk combinations through its stats as weapons, but it also is limited to class-specific application. Like a hunter can't wear a warlock robes. Like you can swap over a weapon that you got on your warlock to your hunter, just for example. And my concern is if you're going to be sunsetting armor, but you also just recently added the universal seasonal mod slots, why? What is the point of doing that? Because I don't understand why you would develop and integrate a new system just to make it effectively obsolete on those pieces in the Pinnacle content that you just got all set up like that. And it's decisions like those that really make me question I'll just say it really makes me question the competence of the decision-making teams at Bungie. Now obviously they've made games that I've been interested and engaged with for closing in on 6 years now. But there's so many of these decisions that really question the perspective, I suppose, of the perspective of the Bungie teams versus the perspective of the veteran players. And that's not me saying veteran players should make the game, because game devs don't have the same skill sets as players, and players don't have the same skill sets as game devs. That's just not a fair comparison. What I'm saying is I struggle taking word of mouth from Bungie as we're striving to make it X thing, or they want it to be perform this function. I can't trust that, because they've shown time and again they have different priorities and value things way differently than the player base themselves. So it's kind of just you say you want these reward structures to be in place that are going to be valuing time and effort and all this blah blah blah, the usual make the players happy things. But I'm going to have to wait until I see it in the game. So now that I've talked for 10 minutes or something, basically the long and the short is I'm taking a break from Destiny, have been taking a break from this season. I'm keeping close eye on the news of the game, and I want to come back next season if there is a raid. If there is not a raid, I have little to no interest. But that being said, I would love to make videos for you. That's where I'm at with Destiny. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to catch up with me, links will be in the description as always for my stream. And I will hopefully see you in the next video. Peace.